Yo,
Yo.
yo, my boys, it is Monday, March 21st. It's been a week since we have been here. People get busy sometimes, it happens, you feel me? But I'm very glad that it went down like that because the amount of signings that we have seen in the NFL and MLB is something to be had.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, a little crazy.
We're going to be here breaking down everything because there is so much to talk about. We're even going to play a little game that I'm going to kind of invent, I guess you could say, where it's going to be called Stop Me When You Want to Talk. Because I'm going to have to just read off signings because there's so many that have so many implications on so many teams, and we're going to have to just stop whenever the hell we really want to stop and talk about it. But if people have never seen any of these episodes before, they're like, who the hell are these three guys? I'm Daniel.
I'm Chris.
I'm Ethan, and please subscribe and like and comment on all of our videos.
Facts.
Yo, leave a comment. Let us know who your team is. Let us know how you feel about them in free agency. If you've been disappointed, if you kind of aren't disappointed because it's what you expected, or if they've overachieved. And this is the Radical Souls podcast. Ethan has the other channel, Radical Souls Show. Ethan, any updates on anything going on over there?
Well, this week I'm definitely focusing more on that YouTube, and we'll be posting a lot more now.
Word. Definitely have a lot of sneaker reviews. There's been so many releases that we've been hitting, and me and you have been talking in the back channels about that. So, Chris, if you'd like to join and see what we've been lucky to cop and give your input, that'd be dope. If, obviously, if you can. Feel me?
Facts, yeah.
But, yo, guys, let's get straight into this. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Would y'all like to start with baseball or football? I mean, we just had a crazy trade happen, 30 minutes ago in football, but it's up to y'all. Football? So would y'all like me to start from last week where we left off, or start with the trade and then work our way backwards?
I would say where we left off.
I would say, yeah. Let's go where we left off.
All right. So we left off last week, and Teddy Bridgewater gets signed by the Dolphins. J.C. Jackson got signed 5 years, $82.5 million to the Chargers. I'm going to stop right there. That's where the Chargers started, and they were not done yet after trading for Khalil Mack. And AFC West is only going to get crazier from here on out when I keep talking. The Bucs re-signed Carlton Davis at corner. Big name for Chris. Evan Ingram went to the Jaguars, 1 year, $10 million. DeMarcus Lawrence got a 3-year, fully guaranteed $30 million deal. CJ Ozuma, 3 years, $24 million to the Jets. E, would you like to stop? No? Maybe? Yes.
No. Because we got someone better. It's fine.
Okay, it's fine. We're not going to talk about how good he could be for the Jets. It's okay. I see how it is. The Chargers signed the Rams defensive tackle Sebastian Joseph Day. He was kind of their backup behind Aaron Donald, so that's a nice signing for them. The Chiefs got star safety Justin Reed, 3 years, $31 million. Still waiting to see what happens with Tyrann Mathieu. Still a free agent. Just, putting that out there for any teams that might need a safety. Travis Ward from the Chiefs, not the greatest corner in the world, went to the 49ers. DJ Chark goes to the Tigers 1 year – to Tigers. Wow, I see Detroit. Anyway, the Detroit Lions, 1 year, $12 million. Patriots made a trade with their linebacker Chase Winovich. He gets sent to the Browns. Mac Wilson comes to the Patriots. Guard Connor Williams from the Cowboys gets signed by the Dolphins for 2 years, $14 million. The Steelers signed offensive lineman James Daniels he signs with the Steelers coming from the Bears. That was actually kind of big for me and Ethan's teams because we kind of need offensive line help.
Yeah.
Randall Gregory said, yo, F the Cowboys, I'm going to the Broncos. So I'm going to stop there a little bit too. Randall Gregory is going to be insane to watch on that Broncos line because we know historically they got some pretty good defenses. Okay. Star safety Marcus Williams signs with the Baltimore Ravens, 5 years, $70 million. That hurt because I wanted him to be a Jet. J.D. McKissick, 2 years, $7 million, goes from the Commanders. He said, y'all don't want to be on a team with no name. I'm going to the Bills.
I like that signing.
Did he go back?
Go back to what?
Then JD went back. He didn't sign. He rejected the signing and then he went back.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Okay. Well,
I didn't know that.
I didn't even see that. Thank you, Ethan. I appreciate it.
I didn't see that, yeah.
Well, the Bills said that's okay. We're gonna do something else. F you. Which I'm gonna be getting to.
Where's Frank Gore at?
Your boy Young Hoku, 5 years, 24 mil with the Falcons. The Buccaneers signed Russell Gage. I'm gonna stop here. That might be the most underrated signing of the offseason, in all honesty. The kid,
he gives me like 2010 Danny Edelman vibes, like Danny Amendola vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's. I feel like that's going to be an explosive wide receiver for them. I feel like that's going to be even better. I feel like that's a better fit than Antonio Brown would have been if they would have re-signed him or he would have stayed on the team.
I mean, yeah, because Russell Gage realistically was supposed to be their number 2, number 3. The Calvin Ridley situation with his mental health happens, and he ended up being a number 1 next to, I guess you could say, Kyle Pitts, because Kyle Pitts is a damn unicorn, but that's big for them because that's somebody with a solidified role. You don't have to give him the ball as much as Antonio Brown, and you can kind of focus on whoever you got to focus on.
Facts.
Chris, anything else? I mean, it is your team. You wanna add on to that?
No, I just think it'll obviously spread it. I mean, I don't know how much more spreading they could do at the wide receiver position either. They do have Mike Evans, Godwin. Like maybe you're not going to see them in the first couple of weeks depending on their Godwin's return, but you know, I think this will help Brady get his last chip.
E, what's your take?
No, you're just not going to have that conversation. you don't think he's a Super Bowl contender? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying he's not.
You got to see the teams, bro. It's crazy to see it. This is like a really flip-flop. And mind you, I'm only like a quarter of the way through because we have so many more sightings and a lot of things got flip-flopped this year. I will say the quarterback play in the NFC is not going to be anywhere near the AFC. The AFC is going to be
the AFC is going to be
wild.
Crazy. Yeah. All right, let's continue on.
Yeah. Let's keep going to the side, then we can talk about that because then we got the trade. Let's see, where was it? Okay, Jets signed free agent DJ Reed. That's our answer at the corner. I'm gonna stop there because obviously the Jets. He could be our number 1 for now. Is he a number 1? He's kind of had some arguments with people because he thinks he could be a number 1 corner against number 1s. Other people see him as a number 2 option. The way I see it, he's going to be our number 1 this year, barring who we might get. And what's the worst case scenario? We move him at 2, and then we have 2 good corners. Can't be mad at that.
You guys drafted a corner.
Yeah, and then after that, we signed safety Jordan Whitehead from the Buccaneers. Chris, I'll let you talk a little bit about that because you've seen Jordan Whitehead a little bit more than I have.
Yeah, I mean it's a solid pickup. I mean, is he a superstar?
You're trying to sign a superstar. You're trying to sign that. You feel me? People that are young.
He's a decent safety. He's relatively he is young. He's like 24, 25. I don't know when was he drafted? A couple years back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So like he's young. I think it's a good pickup for them. And it's better than the safety you had 2 years ago, I guess.
Listen,
3 years ago.
That same guy is the reason why we're going to end up getting 2 first-round picks this year, and he about to be on a tanking team. We already talked about this when you wasn't here. Blitz Boy is done. It's over. Like he might be on a worse team than he was when he was with the Jets, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
But still got a lot to go through. Vikings signed Jordan Hicks from the Cardinals. He goes to the Vikings 2 years. Tyrod Taylor goes to the Giants. He might be the backup. He might be the starter. Does anybody know?
I hope he's low-key the starter and takes his job just to show how bad of a quarterback he is. Just going to put that out there.
Yo, why you afraid on that man's downfall like that?
A little quarterback competition never hurt nobody. And low-key, I hope, he comes out of the woodworks and takes his job. I wouldn't be upset.
Following up with Chris, I think Tyrod is nice too. Because, like, with the Chargers that first week until he got that whole punctured
lung.
Yeah, punctured lung. He was looking all right. He wasn't looking that bad.
Agreed.
Same thing with the Browns when he got knocked out of the game against the Jets, and that's when Baker Mayfield came in and played. And that's ever since Baker Mayfield took that job. Tyrod Taylor looked great. He was looking good with Jarvis Landry, and then Jarvis Landry became a forgotten man who got released by the Browns, thankfully. So I do think, like Chris said, that's why I said starter, backup. What's the deal here? Because he can potentially take that job and be a mini stopgap because he's on a 2-year deal. All right. Ravens signed Morgan Moses. He was the Jets' right tackle this year. great player, great picker for the Ravens. Got to protect Lamar. Got to help Lamar. Marcus May went to the Saints, 3 years, 28 mil. That was wild. Homie towards Achilles. I don't know when he's coming back to play. The Browns signed Jakeem Grant, wide receiver from the Dolphins. Kind of a sneaky player. Wasn't nothing crazy. I mean, the Dolphins wide receivers are kind of all the same prototype players. So,
Literally.
Brashad Perriman stays with the Buccaneers. Yeah, that's just for depth. Darius Williams, corner from the Rams, ended up going to the Jaguars, 3 years, 30 mil. You had Jeff Gladney, corner from the Vikings, going to the Cardinals. Then you had Chandler Jones going to the Raiders. Will we stop there? Y'all don't want to stop on Chandler Jones? Y'all like whatever? It's just, it's only Chandler Jones, guys.
No, I'm just shaking my head because of that defense.
Yeah.
That defense is going to be nasty. Max Crosby.
You got yeah. Now they got what? Von Miller too? Am I mistaken on that?
Von Miller went to the Bills.
Bills. Okay. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So they got Max Crosby, they got Chandler Jones, and I feel like, the big thing was the offense, but that's further down the line. Chandler Jones is going to be disgusting. The Jets were in on him, and I don't know if they were not willing to pay him because some of the teams have been overpaying these players. I'm not even going to cap, so I'm not.
Jags.
No, the Jaguars been wild.
Yo, the Jags. Yo.
How many times did I mention the Jaguars? And I'm naming people that are like maybe backups on certain teams, and maybe a starter, maybe your third best of a certain position.
Facts. So.
Wildin'. Then after that signing, the Raiders traded Yannick Ngakoue to the Colts, defensive tackle. Pretty good, pretty solid player. Miles Jack got released by the Jaguars, and the Steelers signed him to a 2-year deal.
How do you sign so many players and then you lose your star, like linebacker?
They released him. They were just like, yo.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can't pay him. They couldn't pay him. That's why.
I think my favorite thing about NFL teams is watching people release certain people, and I'm like, so you're telling me that you could have traded them at all? Like, there was no way, shape, or form that no one in the league wanted that person for even a 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
You're just going to let them walk for nothing.
And
that
is kind of
also take on the dead cap.
Facts.
And now the Steelers add a piece to their defense like they need it anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Steelers.
Oh, no, Steelers going to be a bag of garbage juice, son.
Yeah. I was going to say, at least somebody recognizes that.
I mean, it's going to be the same situation because you're going to have Mitchell Trubisky at your quarterback. Like, we saw how he looked with a dominant defense on the Bears. They just made the wild card by the skin of their teeth, by a few hair, if you must. Like, they literally just got in. Like, it was crazy. So, yeah, it's going to be the same situation. A good defense that's going to win them a few games. The offense is going to have to get very lucky here and there because it's Mitchell Trubisky.
Facts.
No more Juju.
Yeah, that's coming up. I'm up to Von Miller going to the Bills, like Chris brought up. They signed him to a 6-year, $120 million deal. He's not going to get paid all that, obviously. I'm not crazy about it. I don't think he's going to be anything wild.
You're still seeing him twice a year. And that Bills defense already is pretty tough.
But like I told you, I see more of the safeties and corners being the problem. I don't think the defensive line was ever that disruptive. The real problem is because of the corners and safeties they have, you kind of get stuck holding the ball and then they sack you. It's not really like Aaron Donald coming up the middle like, oh, crap, I got to get rid of this ball like in 2 seconds or it's a wrap. Like, I don't know. I just think Von Miller's a great player. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think fit-wise he should have just tried to go to a different team that might have fit his needs a little bit better. They weren't done there, though. They signed O.J. Howard. And I was like, that's cute. They got Dawson Knox. I don't know what the point of having O.J. Howard is, but okay, whatever. The Jets said, let's get a tight end, too. They got Tyler Conklin. I was very happy about that. Raheem Mostert's expected to go to the Dolphins. He's probably going to get hurt again after the first 5 plays, like always. Unfortunately, that's just who he is now. Randall Cobb took a pay cut, and when I saw that, I'm like, oh, okay. He gave up $5 million. That's gonna be the $5 million they're gonna use to get our boy Devontae Adams. Okay. Casey Hayward goes to the Falcons. Hayden Hurst, great pick for Ethan's team. He's gonna be a Bengal now. Ethan, how'd you feel about that?
I felt very happy with that, losing our tight end to the Jets. But I was very happy picking up Hurst. He's very underrated. I would say like a top 10 tight end.
Yeah, I mean
I'd agree.
He goes under the radar because you got obviously the top in Hawkinson, Kelsey, Darren Waller, Mark Andrews.
I wonder, now that you bring up Darren Waller, not even change the subject, but I wonder how he's going to play off with that team. Like how that dynamic is going to be now.
It's probably going to be like Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, except you don't have a speed demon. You had Devontae Adams, who was going to take some ankles. And
yeah, that's going to be exciting to see. Hopefully they can coach that the right way. So,
well, that trade is like 3 slides over, so let's just start with that now. Devontae Adams going to the Raiders. They gave up a first and a second round pick, and then gave him his bread.
Is it true that he took a pay cut? Like they're paying him less than Green Bay would have paid him?
Oh no,
I saw that on some reports.
No.
He,
how
much? What's the final contract a year?
It was 5 years, 148 mil. So he's getting around. They said like 28.
Okay, and yeah. Green Bay was what last at 23.
Yeah, they told him, yo, we'll give you 23. He said, oh, that's all right. All right, watch this. But then apparently towards the end, they were willing to match the Raiders, and he said, nah, I'm good. I'm not staying here.
Nope.
Apparently, Aaron Rodgers knew there was a chance he was going to leave. So,
Rodgers got his. So that's what I think he cared about.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, honestly, he should have taken a pay cut. Not a pay cut where he's going to pay $10 million a year, but like that extra $25 million a year would have went a long way. After like you don't got like 16,000 commercials, my boy.
Sure.
So the AFC West just gets crazier. I think once free agency comes to a little bit more of a close, we'll start doing this Pro Bowl thing I was suggesting, the all pro teams, because the AFC West is insane, bro. It's not even fair, the players that they have out in the AFC West. So before that, we saw Allen Robinson going to the Rams. That was insane. That was like the biggest what the F moment, because I who would have expected that?
Nobody.
And they still want to get Odell? That's going to be disgusting. Odell, Allen Robinson, and Cooper Kupp. Like, that sounds like a fantasy team.
Basically what it is.
And they used that to replace Robert Woods, who got traded to the Titans for a 6th-round pick. I was like, a 6th?
I think they could at least got a 4th. Like, I feel like – I mean, I understand they have 2 already, like, Pro Bowl wide receivers, but Woods is up there.
Yeah, like, Woods was very underrated. They struggled a little
I was just going to say,
hurt.
I felt like Woods got overlooked with Cooper Kupp this year, but he's still, like, he's up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the Titans releasing Julio Jones, that kind of solidified the whole we're going to go get Robert Woods thing. But I don't know. That was just very weird to me to see Robert Woods for a 6th-round pick. But anywho, Ethan's team re-signed his favorite player on this entire planet. Yo, Chris, do you know who Ethan's favorite player is on the entire planet Earth?
Who's that? Tell me. Let me know.
Eli Apple, bro. He's coming back on a 1-year deal.
Good news, bad news. Good news is you got a corner. Bad news is you got the worst corner in the league.
Literally.
Good news is you got a body. Bad news is he's burnt toast.
They could have signed me for a year. I could have went out there in pads.
To get burnt.
Just get burnt.
Just give me $100K. I'll be happy with that.
I'll take the pay cut.
It's not like I'm hitting anybody anyways. It's just gonna burn me.
Exactly.
Back to this. Ravens signed a defensive tackle, Michael Pierce. He went from the Vikings to the Ravens. Brian Pringle goes to the Bears. Really weird signing. I don't know. When I saw it, I was like, cool. Fletcher Cox got released, and then they re-signed him anyways with the Eagles. I guess they'd never heard of the thing of restructuring a contract before, but we'll let that slide.
Eagles.
Then the Buccaneers signed Logan Ryan. Logan Ryan goes from one team that Chris fucks with to another team that Chris also enjoys.
All right, whatever.
I mean, once you take on Logan Ryan, you've seen him on the Giants, and now he's going to be a Buck.
He's a mediocre cornerback. So
Whoa, that was fast. He didn't even think. He didn't process. He just said he's mediocre. He's trash.
I didn't say he's trash. Okay, the Bucks need a secondary, and he helps, but he's not an elite corner. He's not something to be excited about. He's middle of the pack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was cool. He went to Rutgers. I don't know. Nothing special. Unless y'all see something that I'm not seeing. I don't know.
I mean, he could replace Jordan Whitehead potentially as a safety.
Yeah, but I don't think maybe. But I don't think they use him in that manner.
So Chris clearly didn't care about that signing. My bad. I thought you would be a little more excited.
Nah, not really.
Leighton Vander Esch goes back to the Cowboys for a 1-year deal. DJ Moore signs a 3-year, $61 million extension. I don't know who's going to be throwing the ball, but get your money, I guess. And then the biggest news broke. Deshaun Watson goes to the Cleveland Browns after telling them, yo, I am not going out there. Y'all are wilding. Where do y'all want to start?
Do y'all ship out Baker Mayfield now?
Of course. You have to.
Do you fulfill that request?
You have to, bro. There's no so let's mix this up. You guys want to talk about off-field first or on-field first?
Let's go off-field because we already know kind of on-field what each end holds if you watch the game of football.
He's not watching. He's not getting criminally charged. He is going to get suspended. He has 22 civil lawsuits. They still got to see what's going to happen with that. They ended up signing Jacoby Brissett, so that's going to be their backup quarterback. It's really just a wait and see. And I think the craziest part was a 5-year, $230 million deal that they gave Deshaun Watson. That was a lot for somebody you're not 100% sure what's going to happen the next, you can say 3 years maybe.
Yeah.
Because obviously the extension is not going to extend, but how long is this going to take and where is it going to go and lead to? Because you never know what Pandora's boxes might open up in a year or two where, there's another 20 or something that come out and it's like, whoa, 42 women, that's a bit much. And, it's a serious problem. Obviously Cleveland said they looked into it. The lawyer said we haven't been contacted, so it's a weird situation. Again, innocent until proven guilty, but it's definitely a very sensitive topic that the Browns got to be careful with.
Fact.
Baker Mayfield, off the field, lack of better terms, he's a bitch. Honestly, no better way to put it. If I tell you this person's a bitch, you automatically know, he's soft, he's complaining all the time, he looks, body language is horrible.
Let's not overstate how he drove out his best wide receiver. Pretty much,
Yeah, the person that
tried to tank his career in one way.
The person that Daniel said, it wasn't his fault. It was the quarterback's fault, and he got, something from somebody here. I'm not gonna name names.
Yeah, I gave you shit. All right, I was wrong. I'll admit.
And Jarvis Landry, if you want to add that to the list too. And David Njoku looks like he no longer knows how to play football anymore, but
Yeah, who did Jarvis Landry go to? Not to change the topic, but
he hasn't signed yet. The rumor was that he was going to go to the Falcons if Deshaun Watson went out there. Now apparently Cleveland's like, yo, we'll take you back, and it's like, I got a what?
Yeah.
So I truly think you got to trade Baker. I don't know who now because we're going to get to that other trade that happened in a few minutes. But what are some options you're hearing? I know you've been looking into it a little bit more.
So far, just Falcons. Panthers don't want him. Not many teams left. 49ers don't know what to do with Jimmy G yet. So you have very small amount. Maybe Titans. They don't want Tannehill. Seattle, maybe.
I was going to say, I think Seattle. I think Seattle would be a nice landing spot.
DK Metcalf, even though obviously he's shown that he doesn't know how to utilize wide receivers.
No. Even maybe No, I was gonna say if they work some up with Pitt, but nah, I don't know.
Steelers, I don't know. The personalities there, it's like,
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think the play style's there either.
but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on
Nope.
that.
He brought that onto himself though. Just gonna put that out there.
Without a doubt, bro. Without a doubt. Let's keep going. Titans signed Austin Hooper. Juju Smith-Schuster gonna be TikTok dancing with Jackson Mahomes. Gonna have a nice collab there. He said, "I'm gonna go play with Mahomes." They said, "Patrick." He said, "Hell no, Jackson. What you mean? Gonna be out here TikToking our lives away." And they said, "Okay, buddy, you got it."
Yeah, could you imagine them like just TikToking together before games?
That's gonna be the most hated duo in the NFL.
Yeah, facts. Because Juju was going down that train. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully,
Luckily,
Andy Reid
he stopped.
I was about to say, hopefully Andy Reid can really knock into his head like, "Yo, bro, you're a good player. Let's get back to how you looked when you were with Antonio Brown. There's Tyreek Hill. You're gonna be at number 2."
Wow, you guys see that news? Mr. Jameis coming back to the Saints. 2 years. 2 years, 28 mil.
So Tyson Hill is just an afterthought now. Cool. That's good to know because I was a little concerned about them that they were out here, trying to really make Tyson Hill a quarterback. All right, so James Washington, he goes to the Cowboys for a year. He was on the Steelers. They also got Dante Fowler, who was with the Falcons, going to the Cowboys. Cordell Patterson stays with the Falcons. Case Keenum goes to the Bills as a backup. Matthew Stafford got extended. Jacoby Brissett backup, like I said. Robert Tonyan's going back to the Packers. That's going to be big because who the hell is Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball to?
Himself.
Robert Woods, the trade. Lyle Collins going to the Bengals. The Bengals are really trying to protect Joe Burrow, as they should, finally. Only took him
Literally all we needed. That's all we needed. Just an O-line.
I mean,
To go back to the Packers, I mean, when you guys are done.
Oh, no, I was about to say to E, like, I could have used the corner, but I guess Eli Apple is the greatest corner that y'all could have signed. But anyways.
Oh, yeah, just let's just go on.
I was going to say with, I don't know, with the departure of Adams, do you think they'll go out and get another wide receiver, or do you think they let the young kids develop, like the Lazards, what's the other kid's name?
MVS?
Yeah. Whatever, Scatton, whatever the hell his last name is.
Valdez Scantling?
Yeah. Do you think they let those guys be a 1 and 2 kind of thing with Randall Cobb in there? I don't know.
I'll let you start, E.
I think, personally, they signed Julio Jones just to have a veteran in the mix.
Okay.
Other than that, no. I don't see them signing any other wide receivers. That's really good out there.
I think Lazard's good. I don't know. I think he could develop into something, like, nasty. I don't know.
I think they're going to keep Lazard, obviously. Now they got Tunyon back. I think they're going to try to package Jordan Love in a pick and move up and get a receiver in one of these rounds. I don't know which round, but you send Jordan Love to a team. He's going to be somebody's future quarterback. I mean, who's going to really trust him? I don't know, but does it make sense to keep the kid just riding in Green Bay?
No. I mean, that's what they said, too, about Aaron Rodgers. I mean, how long did Aaron Rodgers sit behind Brett Favre?
It would make sense that they do that too. But I think they're going to go receiver in the draft some way, shape, or form. I think they learned their lesson after drafting Mr. Love and not helping Mr. Rodgers.
Yeah.
But I do think not Seattle. I just saw a picture, my bad. I do think that Robert Tonyan is going to end up being like the wide receiver 1, kind of in that Darren Waller role of just getting mad touches and the receivers get the scraps and hopefully something happens.
Thanks.
All right. Chargers signed Gerald Everett for the Seahawks, kind of underrated, and that's – let me see, because there's a few things that just happened right now. We had the Matt Ryan trade. Going to the Colts. Colts could use a decent quarterback. Carson Wentz clearly wasn't it for them.
Is Matt Ryan the answer, though?
It's better than Carson Wentz, I'll tell you that much.
Sure.
And the defense
I don't think I don't think he's the answer either, but I don't think Matt Ryan's a far back behind, tier level. I don't know. I think Matt Ryan's like a tier 2 quarterback, maybe.
He's like that Kirk Cousins too. You feel me? Like he's good, but he ain't great. Where he's gonna win you games on his own.
Facts.
Like if that makes like that's the easiest comparison I could think of because the defense gonna be good. They got Jonathan Taylor running ball. They got some decent wide receivers. Now it's just can Matt Ryan do a little bit better?
I think they make the playoffs at least.
I don't know, man. Just the AFC West alone, you got Derek Carr, you got Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, and Patrick Mahomes. Then you got in the North, you have Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, and Joe Burrow.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Not now.
I have Josh Allen as well in the mix. You got Ryan Tannehill, you got Matt Ryan, and then you got a bunch of youngins that are on teams that have signed a bunch of people. So now you got to wait and see what happens with a Mac Jones and Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, that whole Jets playoff thing that I was talking about a few months ago, that's in the garbage now. I don't even know if that's going to happen. I just want to see development now, but it's going to be rough out here.
I still say they're sneaking.
It's going to be rough. We're going to have to wait and see, though, because it's still a few weeks to go.
That New England and that Steelers team, they're not going to make it.
All right, final 8 minutes. Let's get to baseball. I know football took up a lot, but like you just saw, there were so many damn signings of football, and baseball has not had as many signings. So I'm going to start here and go – I'm going to start from now and kind of go backwards. Trevor Story's going to Boston after Red Sox. That was a great pickup. He's going to play second base next to Xander Bogaerts. I am so tight that he went over there. Because out of all the teams, it had to be the Red Sox. Like, just go somewhere else. I don't care where you go. 28 other teams you could have went to if the Yankees didn't want to sign you. Don't go to Boston. Like, the AL East is going to be wild. A very wild division.
Yeah, and I mean, out of just to talk AL East like super quick. I mean, you got 3 teams in the AL East that are top 5: Yankees, Boston, Tampa Bay. Like, you know, it's gonna be a good year for baseball.
Then you
At
got
least
Toronto,
on our side.
who's sneaking
And
up.
Toronto's not bad. Like, I mean, Baltimore's Baltimore, but you know.
Yeah, so AL East is going to be wild, man. We got to see what other moves are going to happen. That's why we kind of left baseball for the end. Jorge Soler, MVP of the World Series, going to the Marlins. It's the Marlins. I don't think Ethan's, worried about that. You had Carlos Correa going to the Twins. The Twins are going to be a really weird team because they have Gio Urshela, Gary Sanchez. They have Correa. They have Miguel Sano, who can't stay healthy. So that's going to be a team of question marks, in my opinion. He went there for 3 years. Where I feel bad for Correa. He might go to a wasteland out there in Minnesota.
For $105 million at that.
Yeah. It's the Twins. I'm not overly confident in that team. Nick Castellanos, he goes from the Reds to the Phillies. That's very major for them. The Phillies could be a sneaky team. Yeah, you got to watch out for them.
You're not wrong. I'm not going to lie.
The Braves added Kenley Jansen as if they needed more pitching. And they just go out and get one of the best closers in the league on a 1-year deal, who can also be a setup man now too. So it's the NL East is going to be a crazy thing to watch too. Honestly, like it's going to be good baseball in this area. That's all I know. I don't know about the other areas, but we're going to get out here with the Mets and Yankees. Luke Voigt goes to the Padres. I was kind of happy to see that because he was kind of going to get wasted here since we re-signed Anthony Rizzo. And the reason we re-signed Anthony Rizzo was because we kind of had the feeling that we had no chance of signing Mr. Freddie Freeman, who decided, I'm going to go home and go to the Dodgers. As if the Dodgers ever need more talent. Every year they tell us, F you, we're going to get somebody else that we have no business needing. Are the Dodgers the favorites?
Yes. And I'm not saying that because they're my NL team, but I'm saying yes.
Yo, the Dodgers are going to be a problem, bro.
And I don't even think I need to explain. I don't like it.
No, bro, they got Mookie Betts, they got Cody Bellinger, they got Freddie Freeman. Those are all 3 MVPs right there.
Yeah, they still have Trey Turner.
Yep.
Then you got Clayton Kershaw pitching. They could trade for pitching like they always do every year.
And their bullpen tends to never be bad, no matter if there's like no names on that bullpen. I don't know what it is, the
The
coaching.
fact that they let go of Kenley Jansen should tell you enough, Chris, to add on to your argument. Like, they let go of one of the best bullpen pitchers in baseball because they said we don't need him.
Yeah, like it'll be whatever to them, which is crazy. That's usually a team's like number one hiccup. So you're always looking for better pitching, but I guess not the Dodgers. That doesn't apply to them.
Nope, they just said let's go get an MVP and really solidify this thing.
Yeah. So,
Jack Peterson goes to the Giants. I think that's going to be something very underrated. The Giants were a team that no one expected to be that good this year, and adding Jack Peterson, who had a very good playoff, should be very good for them.
thanks.
Chris Bryant, in the biggest what the F moment of the weekend, goes to the Colorado Rockies. I guess he said, yo, let me get that bread and let me just let my career go to a waste. Because isn't a typical Colorado Rockies, like, let's just have one or two All-Stars and then just everybody else just kind of sucks and that player just gets forgotten. And then we'll trade you in a few years and reset the clock with somebody else, like they did with Nolan Arenado.
True.
Yeah. True.
For 182 mil, god damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
he said, I'm going to get that bag and I don't care about my career going to the wasteland.
Yeah. 7 years, bro. That's a long. It's a big deal there.
It's all good. He's, like I said, he's going to waste out there, unfortunately. He could have been a Met. That probably would have been better for him, but get your bread. I feel you.
Yeah.
Zach Greinke goes to the Royals, another team where somebody's going to go die with their career. Eddie Rosario stayed with the Braves. You had Matt Chapman getting traded to the Blue Jays. That's why I brought up the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are going to be a sneaky team this year. Do not sleep on them. They might catch some people lacking out here.
Interesting.
And they have a lot of young talent, which is even scarier because they're kind of building a little dynasty here, and I don't like that. Andrew McCutchen, fan favorite of everyone, going to the Brewers. It's kind of whatever. Jesse Winker going to the Mariners, another kind of whatever team. Matt also got traded to the Braves, and he signed an extension. That was when everybody kind of put one and one together and said that clearly means that Freddie Freeman is not going back. And that's been baseball. Nowhere near as much as football, but, you know, they getting somewhere, slowly but surely.
Did you bring up Correa, too, on going to the Twins? Oh, okay. I didn't hear that.
Yeah. I said that.
Yeah.
That's going to be a weird team this year of people that kind of can't stay healthy or just are really inconsistent. And then there's going to be Correa.
Yeah, I mean, we got 2 minutes left. I want your opinion on this. New York City vaccine mandate, will it affect baseball as much as we're hearing about it in basketball?
Yes. I do not know if every judge is going to get vaccinated.
It's going to be a big hurt, if he doesn't.
Ethan, is Max Scherzer vaccinated?
Yeah. Like, they're taking this way too seriously. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's come to not even to get political, but it's just New York City now. Like, it's literally nowhere else in the United States, just New York City. Like, let's pull back the politics a tad, please.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see, man. Maybe by Friday we'll have something else.
Yeah, let's see. So,
but guys, let's see what happens because there's still free agency period. And with that being said, I'll see y'all Friday. Peace.